Still great start for the Cardinals. Twice. Is into the end zone. Caught for the touchdown.
And there's only one way to say this in my mind. The trust factor that Kyler Murray has for Trey McBride.
25, 20, 15, 10. Wilson tackled inside the 10, but what a
the Arizona Cardinals, it's not about where they've been, but about where they're going.
Susan Haluzan. She was elected as the 2022 Fan of the Year. You may recognize her from the State Farm Stadium Code of Conduct video. She is very active within our community, supporting charities like the Arizona Equestrian Institute. Susan adds a female flair to her Cardinals gear, always ready for game day, even at away games, as she travels to support our Arizona Cardinals.
Francisco, we want to know, are you the next Cardinals Fan of the Year?
Do you have what it takes? That's the real question. Can you do what she does all this season?
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Now let's join the Red Sea Brothers as they take a deeper dive into Susan's Arizona Cardinals fandom.
Welcome in, welcome in. We've got another Superfan interview for you. She's originally from Canada, now resides out of Central Phoenix. You've seen her on the Arizona Code of Conduct video, and she's been elected the 2022 Fan of the Year. Please welcome in Susan Haluzan.
Hey, Susan. Welcome in.
Welcome in. All right. I'm going to start off with the first burning question of the day, all right? And
Sure.
I want to know, how did your Arizona Cardinals fandom begin?
Well, I've always been a football fan. So I grew up going, to football games, lived in a small town, and that was kind of the Friday Night Lights thing to do, but really didn't become an Arizona fan until I moved here in 2006 for work. And of course, we know 2007, great season, but 2008, when we went to the Super Bowl, I was all in, bought all in, and I was hooked. So started going to games, and then after the 2014 season, I thought this is going to be a really special year in 2015. So I finally was able to buy season tickets in 2015, and I've been a season ticket holder ever since.
That's awesome.
That's
almost 10 years now coming season ticket holder. That's great. Great news.
Yeah, even through the Wilkes era, still kept my tickets through thick and thin.
Yeah, that was a hard time for all of us, I believe, here in the desert. The second question that kind of want to go off your fandom, kind of piggyback off that fandom is, a lot of fans out there have certain things that they wear. We know that you were the Fan of the Year in 2022, which is awesome. Congratulations. I didn't even know they made a statue of you. I have that. That's amazing. That's so cool that they did all that. And I know you've had a lot of questions with fans that walk by in the hallways and they see kind of your gear that you wear. You kind of bedazzled it. So if you want to kind of elaborate on that, and if you wear like any hats or like during certain games too, do you wear anything like good luck charms that you're like, ooh, if I wear this certain hat or this certain shoes or socks or whatever you wear to win the game, do you have that kind of notion of it, or do you just kind of wear what you want? How do you can kind of speak on your gear and
great question. So let's talk about the Fan of the Year jersey first, because this was a custom jersey. It does say Fan of the Year on the back, which you can't get that many letters on the back usually. Was given to me by the Cardinals, but it's a guy's jersey. And so I was going to the NFL honors that night, and they asked us all to dress up a little bit. I decided I was going to wear a skirt on the bottom, and I thought, well, every girl loves a little bling. So ended up doing the kind of stick-on rhinestones on the front, on the back to zhuzh it up.
That's awesome.
And it seems to be a big hit. Rhinestone and sequins have seemed to kind of taken off with the ladies in the last few years for football gear, because we want to feel feminine, but we still want to cheer for our teams. And we're seeing some of the apparel is starting to change now. So now it depends on the game. If I'm at an away game, I'll wear the Fan of the Year jersey just because it helps me connect when we're out there on the road. But during the season, I have a huge closet of Cardinals gear I've been collecting over the last 10 years. So I'll wear everything. Of course, if it's a salute to service game, I'll probably wear a Pat Tillman jersey. If it's a breast cancer game, I'll probably wear one of the pink Cardinal shirts that I have to support it. So that's a lot of the gear that I wear. But you guys had mentioned some of the hats, and this is one that I made this year before going to draft.
Wow.
Spent a lot of time on this one. It hasn't been seen live in person yet, but when you go to the NFL draft, it's really all about your hat and what you're wearing. And so
that's so cool.
LED lights on here, got my fan of the year badge on here, obviously did the rhinestones on the bird and all of the feathers. I spent a lot of time working on this one. So we'll see this one this year. This might be a special occasion hat, but we'll see. But I think the other one that people really like is the big noggin boss hat, right? So again, I got this given to me by the Cardinals. Thank you very much at the draft. And I decided to customize it as well. So I added the rhinestones on it and kind of blinged it out around the bird. And every time we wear this, people love it. So it's a good way to kind of get recognized in a crowd, especially when you're on the road.
That's amazing. How many hours between your jersey and all your hats does it take you to intricately put the rhinestone? How many hours do you think you did?
Yeah, so just to be clear, these come in a sheet. I didn't do these one by one because everybody asked me that and they think I'm there with a little, set of tweets doing it. So no, I do cheat. I get the stick-on ones that come in a sheet. But it does take a lot of time. I didn't really track the hours, but for this one, I spent a lot of time, probably 10 hours working on it because you just have to finesse all the letters on the back. The hat became the draft hat kind of became a job of its own because I thought I'd get it to a state where I liked it. And then I'd keep adding and adding and adding to it. And so I had to finally tell myself to quit.
Well, we can't wait to see you out there in that. And I mean, now you're recognizable since you are in the code of conduct. Everybody has now seen you not really till the season gets started. Once the season gets started, then they're really going to start noticing you throughout the year, kind of talking about that code of conduct video that we've kind of already seen.
It's cool. It's cool. They told us they were going to have different varieties of that. So just to be clear, don't know if we'll be seeing that same one at each and every game because they did have a bunch of different fans come out to record for that. And of course, they want to showcase all of the great fans this year. So excited to see if we're in it in the next one, or if not, to see some of the other wonderful fans that are in it.
Let's take a quick break with the Red Sea Brothers for another Shoot in the Breeze commercial as they hike 9 miles up Mount Humphreys in Flagstaff, Arizona. All right, let's get back to the interview.
That's amazing. And we love all the fans out there anyways. That's why we do this show. We kind of want to connect everybody through YouTube, have that channel. And remember, everybody out there, go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and you like and subscribe, hit that little notification bell to get going. And Chris, do you have another question for her, kind of more bit off the fandom?
Yeah, I do. So I want to know how you feel about this new regime that came in here with JG and Monty taking charge.
Yeah, I absolutely love the energy. And it's been such a dramatic shift. When you think about, you hear him speak in some of the press conferences, he's got so much clarity on what he wants this team to be. And he speaks in depth about what he wants from his players and some of the actions that they're taking. And we never get those sound bites, right? Like Steve Wilkes was a very quiet guy. Cliff Kingsbury was a very quiet guy. And so he's really got that energy where you want to root for him, right? Like, I get why the guys love him and why they're like, we're all in. And it definitely feels like one of those years. I think Kyler mentioned it. It feels like the year that he won the Heisman. It definitely feels like that year. We're going into it, even though we had, not a great record last season, the pieces are in place and everybody's amped up. And so I really hope that translates as we get into the season. But yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to be there when Monty got drafted. I thought great pick. And then Darius Robinson, like amazing. He's looking really coming out of camp. Can't wait to see him play. So I'm really thinking that we've got some really smart guys in leadership right now.
Nice.
That's great, Susan. And to piggyback actually off of Chris's question, I know you mentioned Darius. Is there any other players that you like that's currently on the roster, or any of these new rooks that kind of came out that you are a big fan of, or that you want to really see take the stage? Is there anybody that clicks with you? Because a lot of our other fans out there who've been on our show, some of them have some personal relationships with them. Some of them had to take them through some hard times. So is there anything that maybe someone that resonates with you that you'd like to tell the Red Sea who your favorite player is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a favorite player. I mean, obviously my favorite player was Larry Fitzgerald right here, right? Like he was the guy. And maybe Marv will turn into that. But I would say, who I'm really probably rooting for is Paris Johnson, because like O-line, like we need that O-line. We need protection for Kyler. Like if Kyler's perform, we got to have those guys up front. And he's been just knocking people on their butts. And I love to see it. I love to see a good pancake. I love to see those guys tossed around so that Kyler can get out and scramble around the pocket. So, so I would say he's the guy I'm rooting for this year. I hope he stays healthy and we have a great season from him.
All right. Well, there you go, Red Sea. Paris Johnson Jr. ready to hit some guys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Exciting stuff. All right, I've got one last question for you. Do you have any message for the Red Sea that you would like to say to them right now? And also, do you have any charities you would like to plug?
Thank you. Yeah, I'll start with the message for the Red Sea. And I think, a lot of people ask me, what does it take to be a fan of the year? And I think it's really just being loyal, right? They want us to show up. They want us to be loud in the stadium. I think we're going to be super loud this year. But just do that and be like the wonderful Red Sea that you guys are. We get so loud in the nest when we get really rolling. So just be there through thick and thin for the team. And they're ultimately going to pay us back with amazing entertainment, hopefully with some really good games. So that's the message to the Red Sea. In terms of charities, so I do volunteer with a group called the Hunkapi program. So it's a horse therapy program in North Scottsdale. They will be hosting a charity auction in October. You can also go to their website and donate to get hay bales for the horses or to help pay for their medical care. They work with either people that suffer from PTSD or people that have medical ailments that do better when they're riding horses, and some people that are have some mental challenges. And so the work they do is amazing. A lot of it is all funded by charity work. So if anyone has it in their heart to donate to Hunkapi programs, hopefully you guys will throw a link up there in the website. I would super appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll definitely put the link in the description. We'll also put it up right around here for you so that everyone can go ahead and see that and click on that, and just make sure that you guys go ahead and either donate. And, we love our charities out here. Chris and I, we are local Arizonans. We are, we help out the community, and one of these days we'll probably end up going out there, maybe helping out your community as well with that. So
that'd be amazing.
Chris, any last words before we start wrapping up this interview?
No, Susan, thank you for coming on. This has been an amazing interview, and I'm excited for the season. Can't wait to go cheer on with the Red Sea with you guys. It's going to be a fun time. So,
absolutely. All right. Thanks for having me on. Always great to speak to other fans, and let's go Cardinals.
All right, let's go Cardinals, baby.
Cardinals. Yeah. All right.